This is the Shakespeare's birthplace in the Stratford upon Avon. Beside a fig tree with beautiful brown turkey, I think these are figs, and beautiful lovely roses smelling divine. And that's the actual house. Of course, a little bit commercialized, having some restaurant, a little bit sundial, no shadow, of course, to show us. And beautiful garden. This is, of course, the townhouse. That's for punishment of the criminals.
Yes, yes. Oh, I have to put my head in it, you've got to.
You have stolen a chicken? It's your punishment.
Quick, because I'm strangled, I've been strangled.
Look up. Ask for your forgiveness from the Lord. You shoot the rabbit. Did you? Did you eat the pheasant?
It wasn't me, it wasn't me.
Then who ate the pheasant?
It wasn't me, it wasn't me.
Okay, I know William did that. Nilly Willy. That's the entrance to the house. Of course, this tree is old, but I don't think this is 400 years old. Last night we went to Swan Theatre for watching a show, a play called Alchemist, 1610. It was written by Ben Jonson.
When his dad died, William was so incredibly famous and wealthy, he comes back, he lets his sister live in this end house. William employs a contractor to build another building on the back, which becomes a tavern, and he leases this out as a hotel. But that's a London. So his family here in Stratford have now got another business that are generating income. Incredible, incredible business. What do you vote at Brexit? We think so. I think you're right on the money.
Thank you very much.
Pleasure. Enjoy your day. Hello, welcome. Welcome through this way into the house. There's lots of guides and actors in the house giving you information as you go through.
It's in Thai, Spanish, Russian, Portuguese.
But please.
And this stand on my own deformity. And therefore, since I cannot prove a lover to entertain these fair, well-spoken days, I am determined to prove a villain and hate idle pleasures of these days. Are there any further requests?
What was that about?
Richard III, that was one.
Oh, okay.
Macbeth, yes?
Yeah.
From Macbeth, we've got Lord Macbeth, we've got Lady Macbeth, we've got the witches. Anyone? Really love men.
Make the woods move.
So this is the first time we see witches in the play. The first entrance. When shall we three meet again?
In thunder, lightning, or in rain.
When the hurly-burly's done.
When the battle's lost and won.
That will be ere the set of sun.
Where the place?
Upon the heath.
There to meet with Macbeth. Fair is foul and foul is fair. Hover through the fog and the filthy air. A drum.
A drum.
Macbeth doth come. With sisters hand in hand, hostess of the sea and land, thus to go about, thrice to nine, and thrice to mine, and thrice again to make up nine.
Peace, the charms wound up. All hail to thee, Macbeth.
That shall be king hereafter.
I love it.
Make it quite so bad. Would you like something happy or something sad first off?
Sad, please.
Something sad, okay. I'll make you cry then. Alright, so this is
And then on the happy one, kiss.
sorry, no, we don't like spreading germs. So, this is just after Romeo and Juliet have got married in secret. Romeo's had to leave to go and hide away for their wedding night, but he goes away and gets straight into a fight with Tybalt, who is Juliet's cousin, and kills him, which is not very clever because that gets him banished from Verona. So this is Juliet's reaction upon hearing of the death of her cousin and of Romeo's banishment. Should I speak ill of him that is my husband? Oh, my lord. What tongue shall smooth thy name when I, thy 3 hours wife, have mangled it? But wherefore? Villain, didst thou kill my cousin? That villain cousin would have killed my husband. Back, foolish tears, back to your native spring. Your tributary drops belong to woe, which you, mistaking, offer up to joy. Tybalt is dead that would have slain my husband, and my husband lives that Tybalt would have slain. All this is comfort. Wherefore weep I then? Some word there was, worser than Tybalt's death. I would forget it fain, but oh, it presses to my memory like damn guilty deeds to sinners' minds. Tybalt is dead, and Romeo banished. Banished, that one word banished had slain 10,000 Tybalts. Tybalt's death was woe enough if it had ended there. Or if sour woe delights in fellowship, and needly will be ranked with other griefs. Why followed not when she said Tybalt's dead? Thy father, thy mother, nay, or both, which modern lamentation might have moved. But with a rearward following, Tybalt's dead. Romeo is banishing. To speak those words is Tybalt, father, mother, Romeo, Juliet, all slain, all dead. Romeo is banishing. There is no end, no limit, measure, bound in that word's death. No words can that woe sound. But this is Lady Macbeth's first entrance to the play. She comes in with a letter from her husband saying that he's won a great battle. And after the battle he met 3 witches who told him he's going to become king. She then has notification from King Duncan saying that he's coming to their castle that night to celebrate the winning of this battle. So this speech is a bit by Lady Macbeth she's a spell really to get the courage to kill King Duncan and become queen. The raven himself is hoarse, which croaks the fatal entrance of Duncan under my battlements. Come, you spirits that tend on mortal thoughts, unsex me here, and fill me from the crown to the toe, top full of the direst cruelty. Make thick my blood, stop up the access and passage to remorse, that no compunctious visitings of nature shake my fell purpose, nor keep peace between the effect and is. Come to my woman's breast and take my milk for gall, you murdering ministers. Wherever in your sightless substances you wait on nature's mischief. Come, sit night, and pall thee in the dunnest smoke of hell, that my keen knife see not the wound it makes, nor the heavens peep through the blanket of the dark to cry, hold, hold. For Yorick, and then Othello, I've forgotten the word then. Othello, would you like some Amelia? Yeah. Okie.
So, this is Yorick. And this is Hamlet walking through the graveyard with his best friend Horatio. And they're looking for Ophelia's grave, because Ophelia committed suicide during the play. And they come across a gravedigger, and he presents them with a skull. And he says the skull is of a man named Yorick. Now, Yorick used to be a clown in Hamlet's father's court during Hamlet's youth. So Hamlet has many fond memories of his childhood spent with Yorick. Alas, poor Yorick! I knew him, Horatio. A fellow of infinite jest, of most excellent fancy. He hath borne me on his back 1,000 times. And now, how abhorred in my imagination it is. My gorge rises at it. Ooh. Ah, here hung those lips, and kissed I know not how often. Where be your jibes now? Your gambols, your songs, your flashes of merriment that were wont to set the table on a roar? Not one now to mock your own grinning, quite chop-fallen. Now, get you to my lady's chamber, and tell her, let her paint an inch thick. To this favour she must come. Make her laugh at that.
Play. She's talking to Desdemona and telling her that any wrong the woman does in a marriage, it's the husband's fault, because the husband should treat the wife properly.
Very sexist.
Feminist. Bruce Shakespeare was a feminist. But I do think it is the husband's fault if wives do fall. Say that they slack their duties and pour our treasures into foreign laps, or else break out in peevish jealousies, throwing restraints upon us. Or say they strike us, or scant our former having in despite. Why, we have gall, and though we have some grace, yet have we some revenge. Let husbands know their wives have sense like them. They see and smell, and have their palate both for sweet and sour as husbands have. What is it that they do when they change us for others? Is it sport? I think it is. And doth affection breed it? I think it doth. Is frailty that thus as it is so too? And have not we frailty, desires for sport, and affection as men have? Then let them use us well. Else let them know the ills we do, their ills instruct us so.
Let's talk of graves, of worms and epitaphs. Make dust our paper, and with rainy eyes write sorrow on the bosom of the earth. Let's choose executors of thoughtful guilds. And yet not so. What can we bequeath save our deposed bodies to the ground? Our lands, our lives are all woolen books. For nothing shall we call our own but death, and that small model of the barren earth which serves as paste and cover to our bones. For God's sake, let us sit on the ground and tell sad stories of the death of kings. How some have been deposed, some slain in war, some haunted by the ghosts they have deposed, some poisoned by their wives, some sleeping killed, and all murdered. within the hollow crown that rounds the mortal temples of a king, keeps death his court. And there the antic sits, scoffing his state, grinning at his pomp, allowing a breath, a little seen to monarchize, be feared, kill with looks, infusing him with self and vain conceit, as if this flesh which crawls about our life were brass impregnable. And humid thus, comes at the last with a little pin, bores through the castle wall. And farewell, king. Cover your heads, and mock not flesh and blood with solemn reverence. Throw away respect, tradition, form, and ceremonious duty. For you have but mistook me all this while. I live with dread like you, feel want, taste grief, need friend. Subjected thus, how can you say to me, I am a king?
Any specific plays you would like to hear something from?
The end of Midsummer Night's Dream?
Yeah, of course you can. If we shadows have offended, think of this and all is mended, that you have but slumbered here, while these visions did appear, and this weak and idle theme, no more yielding but a dream. Gentle, do not reprehend. Pardon, we shall mend, and as I am an honest puck, if we have unearned luck, now to escape the serpent's tongue, we shall make amends ere long, else the puck a liar call. So good night, and to you all, give me your hand, if we be friends, and Robin shall restore amends. If you would like to hear anything else, do shout out a play. Romeo and Juliet, no problem. Okay, so this is from a little bit later in the play. Juliet is waiting for Romeo to come to her bedroom after they've been married. Gallop apace, you fiery-footed steeds, towards Phoebus' lodging. Such a wagon or a Phaeton would whip you to the west. I'm ringing cloudy night immediately. Spread thy close curtain love before midnight, that runaways' eyes may wink, and Romeo leap to these arms, untaught of and unseen. Lovers can see to do their amorous rites by their own beauties, or if love be blind, in festive breeze with night. Come, civil night, thou sober-suited matron all in black, and learn me how to lose a winning match, played for a pair of stainless maiden hooks. Put my unmanned blood, baiting in my cheek with thy black mantle, till strange love grow bold. Think true love acted simple modesty. Night, come Romeo, come thou day and night, for thou wilt lie upon the wings of night, whiter than new snow on a raven's back. Come, gentle night, come loving black-browed night, give me my Romeo, and when I shall die, take him, cut him out in little stars, and he shall make the face of heaven so fine that all the world will be in love with night, and pay no worship to the garish sun. Oh, I have built a mansion of a love, and not possessed it, though I am sold, not yet enjoyed. How tedious is this day, as is the night before some festival, to an impatient child who had new robes and may not wear them.
This is a little bit of Romeo from when he's been banished for killing Tim.
Here we have mainly brassicas, which consist of kale, cabbage, and a very tall Jersey walking stick, which can get 3 foot high. Now, as you see here, they're very ragged. The wood pigeons are the main culprits. They land on here when we've all gone home, when it's quiet, down they come, and they rag and rip them all to pieces. So what I've done, I've replanted some more plants that we had in reserve, and I've collected, well, we collect these, which are mainly lime, and a little bit of hazel and some old elm, and just lay them across on a sloping angle, because the birds don't like to get their wings tangled in them. So hopefully, we're hoping that they won't land there tonight.
And you say you're hoping, you mean you have practiced it before, or
Yeah,
is the
but
first year?
the cheeky ones will still come down.
Oh, okay.
And they'll just sit there.
With everything else, when you cover them with netting also, you may end up with some butterflies and other
Yes,
worms.
we're bound to get caterpillars and butterflies,
Caterpillars,
but we
yeah.
can pick the caterpillars off because we
Yeah.
don't do too much spraying. And so in the morning I shall come back and see what the result is.
And what you're doing this way, what is the name of this place? What you're doing in the very traditional way? I see this is quite old technique.
I would say it's a Tudor method, yes.
Oh.
But they also had which we haven't done yet, they had a bird scarer full of feathers, chicken feathers, stuck in a turnip and strung between there, and it twirled round in the wind, which also scared the birds.
So this is Stratford upon Avon, and this is Anne Hathaway's.
This is Stratford upon Avon, this is Shottery, which is
Oh.
on the border of Stratford on Avon, yes.
Oh, that's
Anne Hathaway's
interesting.
cottage. And it consists of about 20 acres of grounds, really.
That is actually where William Shakespeare could have been walking
He
here.
would have walked here because he was courting here.
And
It was his girlfriend's house, Anne Hathaway, and
Oh.
eventually his wife.
that is a beautiful,
Yeah,
building. Look at that.
so I'm sure he would have walked up here. He must have
And do you
walked-
think they will grow their own vegetable?
Yes, I think they would have done, and I think they would have had some animals as well. It wouldn't have looked anything like as neat as this. There'd probably be a section for pigs and chickens.
Yeah, they are
Like
messy
that.
creatures.
Yeah. So it wouldn't have been, it wouldn't have been as neat, I'd have to.
And do you think William Shakespeare, if you have read them or watched their plays, was in any way involved in gardening? Had any knowledge of it?
He had a lot of knowledge in his plays about plants. Yeah.
Really? Oh, okay.
Shakespeare's flowers.
I mean, as a herbalist or as a gardener?
I think both, really. Whether he actually did gardening, but he certainly took an interest in it because he's written about it.
Oh, yeah.
We can say he certainly has, yes. He knew what the hedgerow plants were.
Did he?
Yes, he did, yes. And he talked about the medlar, didn't he, in his
Yeah,
plays?
yeah,
So, yes, he did know. So he was a countryman, basically, to start with. And then, of course, he went down to the big city.
Yeah.
Whether he lost any interest in the countryside, I don't know. But he certainly came back here to retire, didn't he? So
Yeah.
he certainly liked it.
Of course, you get tired after a while being in the rain in the Royal Shakespeare Theatre in London.
Yeah,
There
the
was no
Globe
roof over it.
the
Globe Theatre, yeah. Beautiful, peaceful place for
Yeah.
for an author to come here. An author come here and just
Yeah, because he didn't retire
Think about-
here. He retired into the town in Stratford.
yeah.
What new place?
He was a businessman in a sense.
He was a businessman in the end, yes. Yeah.
It's nice. Nice to see you,
Yeah, thank
Alan.
you.
And
What's your name?
برای شکسپیر و خانوادش و جمله دخترش کلیسای هولی ترینیتی در استراتفورد اپون ایون. لعنتنامه مشهوری که داره کسی که قبرش بهش گفته نوشته. اینم خود مجسمه این تنش.
And there was a nice little story you used to hear guys say that the reason that many of them lost the keys in their images is because you did not have the image. You've got the images, but you lost These are a mixture
That friend for whose sake for here to dig dust, the dust enclosed here. Blessed be you, man, you spare the stones and uttered content. He knows my bones. لعنتنامه‌ای که هر کسی که اوصاف کنه و سنگش رو جا برداره و نقش بر کنه، چون قدیم رسم نقش بر میشه بعد از 30 سال 40